Hello, humans and pets. Look at him, he's getting the belly rubs. It's Finn. But today we are going to be eating Kettle brand potato chips. So Kettle themselves made these.
That's the name, that's the brand. See, we've done it, we reviewed a bunch of different Kettle chips, but never the Kettle brand Kettle chips. So I happened to see them at the store.
I don't even know if are they the first ones?
They've been around forever. They actually, they have a bunch of, I don't know if they were the first one, I don't know.
Is that why they have Kettle brand in front?
It's just, I don't know.
Anyways, we got like 4 different flavors here. We got,
whoa,
backyard barbecue.
These were just the 4 flavors that happened to be at the store when we went.
Jalapeno and sea salt.
So what do you want to start?
Sea
You
salt.
want to start sea salt?
Yeah.
So these were the 4. I think they have like a ton of different flavors, but these were the only 4 that were at the store when I went the other day. And I've seen them in the past, but I was saying to Ryan, we've tried a bunch of like Lay's kettle chips and different people's kettle chips. We've never tried kettle chips.
Now, one thing I want to say is that the colors are just one color on their packaging.
It is,
which is kind of weird. Because normally people try to go all out. Lay's has people's faces on it.
But I kind of like that they're different colored for each chip. Like it's just So they're what it looks like to me to look at them is they're looking like the Cape Cod chips.
Which I'm a fan of. I hear the crunch.
See, Grandma would love these. She was a big fan of the Cape Cod.
Did you go?
Solid chip, very potato-like. It doesn't taste fake. Extra crunchy.
Not too salty. And that's my one gripe.
They are too salty?
I wish there was more salt.
No, I think they're perfect. When it's called sea salt, I was getting nervous.
I just expected
it does have salt, but it's not like a way too salty chip. This is a solid chip. It's a good start.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I like them. They do remind me of the
Cape.
They do remind me of Cape Cod chips. I do like the extra crunchy chip like this. And I will agree with you how you like to dump on Lay's and stuff. To me, this tastes like a superior chip to a lot of them. Utz, Lay's, all of them. I like the crunchiness of these. Like I always like the Cape Cod chips too, though.
However you pronounce Utz. Their potato chips are really, really potatoey. And they're probably the most potatoey chip that I've tasted. And they're a little crispy. I think I see myself going toward Lay's more though.
Which one you want next?
Sea salt and vinegar. I'm excited for this one.
Really?
Yep.
Instead of the jalapeno?
So I think this is
Easter.
Happy Easter Day. We're eating chips.
Is this gonna come out on Easter Day?
Woo!
Yeah. That's it. As soon as I opened the bag, it nailed me in the face.
Now, we did the coloring of the eggs or whatever. I think a lot of people do it. Kind of just like dip eggs into vanilla. I mean vinegar.
Vinegar, maybe. Hello. So, I want to make sure before I say it. I'm going to eat a few of them. I like this one. It's a poofy one.
These are it.
I got to say, what ones did we just had that wasn't big on vinegar? They're not shy on the vinegar flavor in these. They really hit this with the vinegar.
I'm talking like the tomato ketchup.
Is that the one we had in the last one? The last one we just had, whatever one we just had that had vinegar, there wasn't a lot of vinegar in it. This one has a decent amount of vinegar in it.
I am a fan of this one. I could eat 2 whole bags.
And again, it says salt, so it makes me nervous, but they're not. Yep, it's funny. These are good, but after you eat the vinegar with them, it just like takes it over. When these are just better because it just has that secondary flavor.
I think salt and vinegar is one of the better flavors, and a lot of people gravitate towards sour cream onion over salt and vinegar.
You know, this is a
funny.
relatively new flavor, though. I remember we were already teenagers when, like, people started, like, I remember the first time Eric showed up with a bag of salt and vinegar chips. He's like, try this. And we were all like, whoa, that's disgusting. Because you just weren't ready for it, you know? Nobody put that on a potato chip before.
But now it's commonplace.
Now it's, like, everywhere, right. I think that, you know what, honestly, I know these guys have a ton of different flavors. These were the 4. I can't see a flavor we had that's bad so far, I can tell you that. So this is jalapeno.
So far, 2 out of 2.
Yep.
Jalapeno, I'm excited for. A lot.
And I will say the regular ones were solid, but if you're in the mood for vinegar, these are actually better.
Yeah. I think they're slightly more salty too.
Providing you, I was gonna say that, but I thought I didn't know if it was the vinegar that turned it up a notch.
Those aren't that salty. Baked potato chip with the
I really think the vinegar turns it up. Like it gives you that.
Yeah. That you want.
Yeah, I just rinse my mouth and then you may know.
I'm gonna make you. Just like
I'm a bug.
eat
All right.
Potato chip.
So this is jalapeno. I will say I've noticed on these they all have. There's a lot of like you can see like the imperfection of the potato, and they look like the burnt marks, like Wise used to have. I tell you the story all the time.
Mm-hmm.
When I took the first bite, I wasn't sure.
It's almost like a barbecue.
Yeah. What?
Except not really. It's weird.
It's bringing you down the path to barbecue.
That's why the sour cream and onion.
It's almost like the onions that weren't sour cream and onion.
Like
Remember the
scallions or chives?
Yeah, remember the onion ones that we had?
Oh, sun chip.
Like sun chips?
I don't taste as much jalapeno. I just taste green. Whatever that means.
I'm going with it almost has that scallion flavor.
Yeah, it's like a barbecue scallion.
It does have a tiny bit of a heat though.
Uh-huh.
I will give it to them. It's not like any other jalapeno flavored anything I've ever had.
No.
It's definitely unique. I gotta be honest though, I'm not sure if it's almost weird.
It's still solid chip.
Yep.
Not for me. I still think it's the worst one here.
No. First, second, third so far for me.
Yeah.
And I usually like the spice of it. It is a funky cross between that green onion sun chip one that we had. That wasn't anything, and maybe a hint of like sour cream and onion chip. Like it's a weird mix between the two of them. Again, if you were doing like a 1 to 10, it would be like a 10, 9, 8. You know what I mean? Like they're right there. They're all solid chips. Like I wouldn't go, you know. There hasn't been a bad one.
Tostitos hint of lime. Probably my favorite chips on the market right now.
What, the sour cream and onion? Or just the chip in general?
This one. The salt and vinegar.
The salt and vinegar, I mean.
And the Tostitos hint of lime is really good for whatever reason.
I gotta say, I'm extremely full. I just ate a ton and I didn't realize we had to hurry up and do a review, but.
But some chips are really
so
good.
Barbecue. I put that at the end,
Backyard
but
barbecue.
that's not at the end. Backyard barbecue.
This one's solid. Now, I'm a fan of Lay's barbecue. This has more of a barbecue sauce taste.
Well,
Like a smoky barbecue sauce.
sometimes you get a barbecue chip and it just tastes fake and processed, or this has like that whole.
The whole show.
I mean, we literally just smoked ribs and jalapeno poppers on the grill out back, and I just ate a ton of it. But this is like a compliment to it. It actually has like a nice. It's not heavy on like the liquid smoke.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually, I'll agree with Ryan. It's a solid barbecue
I'm gonna
chip.
try it with the regular potato chip.
I'm gonna put it just above it.
Wow.
That's what I'm doing. Like the regular one's solid. This would be like a 9 and a 9.5 type of a deal. You know what I mean? Like just barely edging it out.
I think the jalapeno would be good with stuff, like on a sandwich, on blank.
I honestly don't not like them. There's so many negatives right there. They're actually good. I guess my only fault is I'm not sure where they're getting jalapeno out of it.
It's just a little wonky.
It's weird. It's like not a bad flavored chip, but it doesn't say a jalapeno chip to me. It's just it has a weird.
If you ever see Kettle brand potato chips, go pick yourself.
I'm gonna have to keep my eye
flavors.
out now. Again, these were the 4 that happened to be at the store at the time, so I said I always see them, and I never buy them. Mm-hmm. And they actually had a special display in the middle of the aisle, and they had these 4 flavors. So I was like, we've tried like so many, because there was a time when we went, and you go back and watch one of the episodes where we did like, either the kettle chips or the baked ones. Like we were doing all the different variety of chips. Yeah. And I'm like, how did we never do Kettle brand kettle chips? So when I saw these 4, I said, that's it, I'm gonna buy them. I want to see what they taste like. And
Yeah.
these are actually really good.
I really like the flavors.
Yep.
I'm gonna say this is like a 9.8, and Cape Cod's original would go around like a 9.7.
We always liked,
and they go down from there.
because we've gone to Cape Cod many times, and we would tour the plant, and you always could pick, one. We'd always, they had little samples and stuff, but we would always pick like one bag. I don't think I ever got the plain as just my bag. Like we'd always buy a little bag to walk out with, and have our little thing. But I just always
Such a smart thing.
And again, I didn't know it for the long, because as kids they didn't really have the Cape Cod chips to me. If they did, we never got them. You know what I mean?
Whenever I eat Cape Cod chips, you don't buy them at the store, right? It's in the school cafeteria, in the small little like goldfish size, like
the little
5 chip bags.
Yep.
That's when I get them. Is when it's like, oh, you need a bread, but we don't got no bread. Let's just toss you a little chip, and the kids are happy as a clam, as some would say.
Yeah, how happy are clams, anyways?
I don't know. They don't.
They
seem
just
happy.
get nuked and eaten. You know what I mean? They can't be that happy. They can't really move. They kind of just blow water at you when you squeeze them. I guess they're happy.
They're pretty happy.
So.
But that's the only time I eat them.
No, honestly,
That's the same with pretzel goldfish.
I don't think I've ever bought Cape Cod chips. I don't think I've ever bought them. And again, it wasn't until we all moved out of the house when we'd go back and we'd see them, and I'd go in Grammy's cabinet going to look for something, and I'm like, Cape Cod chips galore, and she's like, oh no, I love those. I love those. Those are my go-to snack. And I was like, really? I didn't even really like Cape Cod chips. But it was one of them, but I do, they do taste like they're a fresher potato to me. I don't know what it is. These are right there. These give you that, and they're extra crunchy. And it's funny because I'm not a fan of Kettle corn. I think it's too sweet. So when you put Kettle on the thing, it kind of makes me nervous. Like I don't think I'm gonna like it. But I actually, all of these flavors so far, except the only one I'll give a little asterisk is this does not taste like a jalapeno.
But whatever flavor they go in for, can't tell you what it is. It's like the Frost collection of Gatorade. Like is it Glacier Cherry or no?
I can't
It's
even
Glacier Free. I have no clue what that flavor is, but it tastes good.
Yeah. I shouldn't say it doesn't taste like jalapeno, because right there I could kind of see where they're going with it. But on the other hand,
It just tastes green.
it's not. It does. That's a good description. It is not. It's not like any other chip that I think I've ever had. Like we said that about the sun chip when I had the the green onion one, and it really tasted more like a scallion, not like sour cream and onion.
Yeah.
And it's unique, it's different, and that's 100% what that is. But those three are exactly what they are, and they're actually really good. Now, obviously, if you're watching him over there shoveling it in his face, I agree with him. I think the vinegar, salt and vinegar one is if you're a salt and vinegar guy, it actually has a nice hit of vinegar. It's actually, you did a good job with that one.
Yeah.
So, well, there you go. There is our 4 Kettle brand kettle chips review.
Whenever I smell vinegar, I get flashbacks. We're in like 5th grade or 3rd grade. It's either or. And we're doing some science.
That's a long way.
Probably 5th. Yeah. Probably. Well, no, it might have been. No, it was probably 3rd. We were doing 5th, 3rd.
Okay, go on with the story.
We were doing a science like thing where we stuck a gummy bear in different liquids. One was vinegar. And I have my school issued my iPad like on the thing, right? And I have all the gummy bears lined up. And I was typing and doing whatever. I knock over the vinegar one. All on the iPad. It's all sticky. It was a mess. But I ended up like placing paper towels on it and putting it by the window, and it was good. But I remember just like,
I didn't hear this story before. This is a new one.
I every time I smell vinegar, I'm like, no, and then I'm like, what? Because I remember just like, oh yeah, you know, like turning around, and then my arm hits the cup, and you can see it in slow motion, and the gummy bear's just swimming away. It was awful.
Well, it's funny you say that though. When it to me, vinegar, the only thing I ever used vinegar for, I use it a lot now.
Oh.
I use it a lot now, but no, the only thing we ever usually used vinegar for was, to color Easter eggs. That's it. So, the first time I ever walked into my grandparents' house and they had a bottle of vinegar and they're pouring it on cucumbers, and then she's pouring it on her spinach, and I'm going, you can eat that? Like, I thought it was something you colored eggs with and you threw it away. I didn't realize you could actually eat. And then you find out, because I was younger anyways, I was like, who just eats vinegar? But I mean, it's in every salad dressing.
Literally everything.
And you just, but
oil,
as a kid,
stuff.
No, it's salad dressing. It's not vinegar.
Yeah.
And you know, and I remember saying, and she's like, what do you think's in it? I'm like, I don't know. You know, as a kid, you're like, I don't know. And they're like, try it. And I was like, wow, that's actually really good. Mm-hmm. It just adds a flavor. But to me, it was just like, you can't eat the stuff you put the eggs in. You know, that's not right. Because I remember like, we used to, we don't color the cracked ones, you know what I mean? Yeah. But we used to as kids because we had only so many, so you had to color it. And so you're eating it, and it's got the blue streak or the green streak or whatever, and you're like, can you even eat this? Like, it had that nasty stuff in it, you know? And
not so much the vinegar, but the poison that's inside of it.
All of it.
Or whatever the color.
Whatever it is, you know? So, but, all right. So we babbled on long enough, but there you go. If you can find these, I'm going to have to look out, because I think there's like 15 to 20 different flavors, so we'll have to look to see some other flavors pop up in the stores, but these are actually, these are really good chips. So if you see them, I highly recommend them. We might be the only 2 people in the world that never had them before, so if you've already had them, leave a comment down below.
If you haven't, highly suggest.
You can tell us we're dopes, but again, I never really noticed them, and they're pretty easy to notice, you know what I mean? Because they, like you said, every other bag's got 14 colors. These are just green, blue. But you know what I mean? So I never really paid attention though and looked at it. So I just happened to see them in the store the other day. I said, I got to check these out. So, all right. Well, there you go. We'll wrap it up with that. Thanks for watching. And what? Oh, no, I know. You're hovering them now. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video. And hope you don't want any salt and vinegar chips.
Yeah.